What up, though, Detroit and online? It's your girl, Christina, aka Ina Lee, and you are popping into T in the D. And I want to thank you for your attention and your time because, baby, we have something very special for y'all for this finale. And before I get started, I would like to introduce my co-host, someone you all know, everybody homie, the Big Trash Show. Let's give him a round of applause. Woo!
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Christina?
Oh man, life, and I can't complain. God protect my family.
I seen you doing your thing at the Detroit Honor Show.
Oh, it was so amazing. And if y'all have not went yet, it's still going on until the 25th. It's from the 14th until the 25th. And when I tell you, you saw just about everybody. And if you ain't seen them yet, it's because they're still on the way. Did you know Clarissa Shields just performed today? Well, I don't know if that's
the press conference. I seen it.
Yeah, the press conference. That's what it was. It's been amazing.
And you know what? I was interested in going, but it was too cold for me, man. So yes. I wasn't able to make it, man. But I did see some of the video, and everybody was there.
No, what I will tell you is one of the nights we went for T and the D. Thank you, the auto show, for allowing us to go as a media, and we got to interview some of the winners of these really extreme races who built their Bronco from nothing and ended up being the winners. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to put that on there. We ended up missing the next one because it was a snowstorm that was just insane, and it was like, I don't know if anybody made it to that one. But then the first night was so much fun that it was like, yo, you gotta make it to this preview. I don't care if you gotta throw the mink on, if you gotta get dropped off at the door with the Uber, but you gotta go, because at the point where I went, it was amazing. They had Robin Thicke perform. They had Trick and Diesel perform. They had all this type of very particular curation of opulence, to the point where go down one aisle, you got wine and champagne. Go down another aisle, you got gifts and treats and options. You know, it was such an experience that not only did you take things with you, but when I tell you, it was like memories were being made. You know, one, I didn't even know they had these like little doors suicide doors, that's what they call them. But it was such a futuristic car. I can't remember it, but it's in the video. I'll send it to y'all.
Well, it looked like you had a great time. So
an amazing time.
So I wish I was there.
Don't worry, we gonna make sure he goes to the next one. You know, it was too cold and we didn't give him enough notice, but don't worry,
That's
next
okay.
one is gonna happen.
That's okay. Next, shout out to my man Christian here at the Shadow Gallery for allowing us to come in and execute the recap shows all season long.
Absolutely.
Clap it up for Christian.
Woo! You can follow him at Mr. Christian on Instagram, as well as the Shadow Gallery DET. Make sure y'all follow him, because although this is an event space and y'all can have any type of party or any type of event curated to your focus, they also have some of the most popping events on Saturdays. You never know who you're gonna run into. The last time my other partner showed up to the Shadow Gallery on a random night, it was like Boldy James in the building, Braylon Edwards was in the building. It was just like names is moving, you know. Cash Dow was in the building the last time we were, like 2 times ago. When I tell you, you never know who you're going to find at the Shadow Gallery, because Christian is a very well-respected man. Meaning, I said on one thing, if you don't know, why?
No doubt.
For sure.
As well as a big Lions fan, man. So shout out to my man Christian.
For sure. And the Lions. Hey.
Being said, we're going to get the show started, and we have some special guests.
Very special guests.
I'm going to start with a super fan from the Ready to Love Detroit Facebook page, Mrs. Anjali Coleman.
Woo! Let's give her a round of the applause, speaking for the Facebook community. And listen, Anjali, let's let them know that how long you've been watching and what community are you representing, because they are of the thousands and they are of the very vocal.
Very much so. I've been watching since season 1, when they were down in Atlanta, season 1. So I've been a fan since then, and I've been watching all the way up. So when they was coming to Detroit, it was like, Detroit is my second home. I'm from Toledo, but I'm always up in the D representing. I do some background work for Diesel Films and whatnot. So yeah, I had to represent for my Detroit people.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate having you. And now it's my honor my turn to listen. I know that a lot of people want to have his interview because he's such a gentleman, and he has carried himself, I think, throughout the whole season very well and in a way that protected everyone's energy and sometimes not even his own. But what I will introduce is a good friend of mine, Mr. Bello. Can we get a hand of applause? I am amazing. Thank you so much for coming. Listen, this is an exclusive, y'all. Because he made it to the end. I just want y'all to remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's go ahead and have a seat.
Okay, ladies first.
Thank you so much. Before we dive into the T and the D, let me just go ahead and give you the real T and the D. So we got a little bit of topic on the auto show. The auto show was amazing. When I tell you anybody was there, they definitely showed up. So if you can't make it this year, which I highly advise, by the 25th, you go and get your ticket, because even throughout this, throughout the regular days, they are definitely having a lot of entertainment and highlighted folks like Clarissa Shields coming in town. So that's amazing. On top of that, you also find that if you don't make it, it's not something that you want to miss the next time it comes around, because it literally is an experience. Fast forward, speaking of cars, did you hear about the car that just ran into the airport? That is insane. Metro Airport, McNamara Terminal, Delta. Like, y'all know today.
I was there today.
Oh, yeah, you were there today.
I just dropped off one of my
it must not have been at McNamara. It was at where?
I don't know.
Evans Terminal.
I got off at Evans Terminal.
It was Evans Terminal.
I was in departures, though.
Okay, yeah, but Evans.
No.
No. You were in Evans Terminal. It happened at McNamara.
Okay.
And Delta Terminal.
Okay.
So that's insane. You know what I'm saying?
My boy, he flew off to Turkey on Turkish Airlines.
Oh, I love that.
I didn't even see it. I didn't see any commotion, nothing.
Passport stamping. But you wouldn't see commotion on that side of the area. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What else is going on in the world in Detroit?
You need to tell me when you go into the next event, the next auto show. All that.
You know,
see, I just became officially Detroit. I got my mink. I saw you rocking your mink at the auto show. And I was like, I couldn't make it to the auto show, but I wanted a reason to wear a mink, so I just said, you know what?
It's perfect opportunity.
Finale. I'm coming with it.
I think that we definitely dressed like it's the finale. Like, we put on a whole show this season.
Yes, we have
tons of folks tuning in. We had the whole Facebook group going on everybody's neck. I mean, at least the ones who paid attention. I don't know. You can't get mad at me, baby. You better go get them. Never mind. But okay, so listen. We're gonna give more T to the D, but at the end, because we're gonna dive right into why we are here. We're ready to love Detroit, and just to let you know, we will be tapping into 11 since we got an exclusive with Bello here right now, and then finalizing with the finale.
No doubt. We ready to do that. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring you guys a recap of episode 11. Was it?
Yes, at the time, because the auto show was running at the same time.
Exactly.
We were exclusively invited as a new media company outlet or podcast station. Show, whatever you like to call us. I think that it's like really valuable to seize the moment and take the opportunity, those opportunities when they come.
No doubt. You got your notes with you? You ready to?
Angela, if you can hand me my clipboard.
And we're gonna recap episode 11.
We're gonna do it in a expeditious way, because we don't want to hold up the finale real fast. I just want to start by the fact that Steve said, "Go love in Christ" to Shannon. I thought that was beautiful.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? When he gave her the hug, he sent her off, and I felt like, okay, give a shout out to God, because all glory to God, praise and honor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Biggest.
Yeah, Steve is a good guy. He really I think he kind of stayed in his lane the whole season. And I hated to see him go so soon. But he had a great journey on the show. So
absolutely. Actually, you know what, Steve was like a quiet assassin. He had, Steve was so quiet. I didn't hear nothing about him, and then suddenly all the girls were gushing over Steve.
Period.
And he had his pick, and I was like, wow, when did this happen?
Exactly.
I'm happy for the brother. He's just so smooth, so calm, just low key, just like good energy, you know. And I feel like, he's one of the people I'm gonna keep in touch with for sure.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Anjali said that Steve was her guy. Was that Steve?
No, Vince is her guy.
Vince was your guy. Okay.
Listen, at the point where somebody says Vince is number 2.
There you go.
Steve was number 2 on the list.
Speak on Steve.
Steve was very nice. He's very, like he said, everything that Bello said. I agree. And at the end, when he had all the connections, I said, wait a minute, everybody talking about Darius being player. Steve is the undercover with all the connections. Nobody could choose. Nobody would pass him up. He handing out all the succulents like he was doing, the succulents.
Other than to the one who actually expected the succulent, which was insane. It was like, bro, are you trying to tell me something without saying it out loud? Because that was insane.
I want to ask Bello. Bello, what did you think about Darius giving Ashley a fox? Did you catch wind of it during the taping?
I did.
Okay.
You know, actually, he told me before he gave it to her. And you know what? I feel like it was on brand for Darius, right?
Okay.
Like Darius is Mr. Fox Fur, right?
No doubt.
And I could tell that Darius's love language is giving gifts.
Right.
Giving gifts and acts of service. So for him, he loves to wear the mink, he loves to wear the furs, and he wanted to extend that to Ashley, and I feel like that was very fitting. You know?
Well, let me just say this. I don't see how y'all was excited. Oh, my God, Darius did that for Ashley. But y'all was hating on me when a man offered me a massage because I got in a car accident. Y'all better have some moral characters and values because that sounds insane. Let's start there and we can finish there if you like. But, hey, to each their own. Y'all want a fox when there's not a necessity. But when I get in a car accident, I'm crazy for allowing a man to offer because baby girl didn't ask. I didn't ask any of them.
Ain't nobody saying you crazy.
Oh, no, they did. Didn't they? Go ahead. Put the Facebook group. Hold on, give her the mic because she can't let the Facebook group.
They was letting her have it.
Okay.
We gotta.
You know what?
I just gotta say.
But you know what? The thing is, I feel like when Darius gave Ashley the fox, we're a little bit further in the process.
Were we though? Like, was it like 2-3 days further?
Couple weeks.
Oh, you sure?
Couple weeks.
Are you sure? Did he offer already before the couple weeks and he just finalized on his word?
I don't know.
Because I think it was because in the advanced conversation she was speaking about his furs and then he mentioned it, and because they continued on the path, he fulfilled his word. Now it takes some people a little while to fulfill their word. Some people like Devon, it was just like real quick. He said, "Oh, is this where you go? Oh, what you normally get? Oh, what's your cash at?" Y'all are mad. Y'all better get up there. Like, what y'all mad for?
You know,
had Vince and Lauren. And Vince Lauren and Donna. First off, Donna. I like Donna. I think Donna keeps elevating in a more beautiful, elegant way. First off, y'all, I'm going to give a shout out to my homegirl, Ariel. I love you so much, Ariel. Follow her on Instagram, Ari Cutie. That's one of my other best friends, like real best friends.
It's Ariel?
Home safely. Yes. Ari was ARI dot CUTIE, Ari.cutie, period. Follow her on Instagram. She do a lot.
Be safe.
God bless you. Okay, so let's get back to Lauren.
Okay.
Lauren, I felt like Vince's brother wanted to make sure she felt the hot seat, like he put him in.
Yes.
Because, excuse me?
Yes.
Did you literally just tell this woman... I mean, did you just literally cut this woman off before she even finished her sentence? That means your mind was already made up, sir.
Right. Well, let me say it, and then I'm gonna pass it off to you. I thought that Lauren didn't play the game right. I thought that she waited too late in the game to do what she was doing. Bello was right on. He was right on target with her. His analysis of Lauren at that point, I thought was spot on, and I thought it was too late. She felt like everything was, her opportunities were slipping away, and then she tried to pour it on in the end to no avail. So that's where I'm at on that.
I've been kind of vocal about Lauren. I think she's an attractive lady, and like she said on her podcast, that when she came into the experience, the men weren't typically what she normally goes for, and that they weren't pursuing her the way that she is used to being pursued. Yeah. So I think that at this point she's just on here just really, I thought that she was just in here for the experience, but she keeps saying no. But it looks like she was in here just to annoy people and get her camera time to be the antagonist, because it was like you can tell that she was there to just get on people's nerves and be that. You know, she said, I ain't interested in nothing here, but I'm going to get some attention here.
Speaking
somehow.
of the Lord, sometimes the Lord speaks through people. And sometimes you ain't got to say anything for the word to be heard and spoken. Anyhow, I'm gonna leave it
Okay,
at
so
that.
let's go ahead, because I think we're there already. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Bello, Dominique, and Lauren date.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's where we should really start.
Let's
and
go.
I think the first thing that is going to help elevate not only the mindset of understanding, but also the understanding for us behind what that meant.
Can I have the first question?
Sure. Okay. I'll hold on to mine. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I want to ask Bello, what were you thinking when Lauren put you on the spot and asked about you guys' connection? You know, is this still a chance for us? What were you thinking when she put you on the spot in front of Dom like that?
Yeah, one of the things is in that moment, I felt like I was put on a spot, and I didn't want to. I felt like me and Dom have already established, like we kind of solidified where we were at, and I was open to the possibility of Lauren, but I feel like she was late to the party, right? I feel like she was late to the party.
Exactly.
And I feel like with Lauren, she was very she was hot and cold with me, especially. I felt like she was hot and cold, and in that moment, it was weird because she was at the table because her and Dom were my strongest connections. That's why she's there. So she's like, what's going on with us? That's a conversation between us, right? Like, so when she did that, I felt like it was kind of a jab at Dominique, right? Because I feel like from the very beginning, my connection with Dominique has been pretty loud,
and
right?
Consistent.
And consistent, pretty loud and pretty consistent. So for her to do that, I was like, and I didn't want to say anything that would be that would diminish Lauren, and I didn't want to say anything that would be disrespectful to Dominique. So I was like I was buffering. Let's say.
Right.
On home.
And you know what? I thought you were very strategic. I really did, man. You really did, man. I thought that you maneuvered better than everybody. Because I love the way you finessed Lauren. I love the way the way you finessed Ashanti. But as being fans, we knew as fans, we knew that Dom was your piece.
Yes.
That was your piece. But we love the way you maneuvered and finessed the other two, so you wouldn't get voted off. So I got to give you that was brilliant.
I don't want
you were
to
brilliant.
With that perspective.
You were brilliant.
I don't agree with that perspective, because let me tell you something. I would say more, because especially now this is from that's why we got the Facebook group in the community, right, versus the actual cast. So for me, I don't think that he was necessarily finessing these people. I think Bella's a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's just bring it back.
Two things can be
Let's bring it back.
Two things can be true.
There's a perspective of it, right? There's a perspective of it. So my first question actually was going to be, when Lawrence, just to slow it down, okay, because we're going to get to that question actually. When Lauren said, I feel like we have a strong connection, it made me really wonder, what do you consider a strong connection? As well as, do you believe you have to deal with unhealthy, toxic behavior or things that make you unhappy to see with lack of consideration in order for you to feel like this is something that aligns with you? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Okay.
Like what is that? What is that connection? What does that strong connection look like?
You know what? The thing is, I feel like consistency is a big thing, and I feel like love me out loud, right? Like if you're feeling somebody, show it, and when you're showing it, don't dim it, brighten, dim it, you know. And I feel like with Lauren from the very beginning, it was a fleeting, like it was a really fleeting connection. And the reason I say that is our very first conversation at the very first mixer, I'm talking to her. She's like, "Oh, so you got any kids?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have like a 9-month-old." She's like, "Okay," and then she's like, "Ooh, that's." She's like, "That's recent." And then I'm like, "Okay," and then she's like, so she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Co-parenting." She's like, "Okay, all right, I'm gonna talk to other people." And then that was the end of our conversation. So like, I was like, she's like, "Okay, like I'm gonna go talk to some other people." So she literally ended the conversation like off of that. So I was like, okay. And then later on throughout the experience, I was hearing from other connections that they're like, "Hey, Lauren said you're a red flag. You're a red flag. You're a red flag. You're a red flag." So I kept on hearing this. And then Lauren's like, then when we went to the skate park, Lauren's like, "Hey, Bello, like, what's going on? Like, you fell off." And I'm like, "I fell off?" I'm like, "Our last conversation, you dismissed me like during the mixer, and we didn't connect after that, right?" So then when she came and she was like, "Hey, like, what's going on with us?" I'm like, "There's a us?" I was like, "Okay," right? So I was like, "Okay," and then she's like, "No, I'm really feeling you." I'm like, "Wow," like, and I have to admit, Lauren is a beautiful, well-spoken, articulate, intelligent woman.
Absolutely.
So when she tells me, "Hey, I'm interested in you," I have interest in her as well. So I wanted to explore that possibility, right? So again, going to with the whole Lauren situation, it was hot and cold because first she dismissed me when we did the first mixer. Then she's like, "Hey, I'm feeling you." Then I hear in the ladies' lounge, or I hear from multiple ladies, like not even like I'm asking, it just came up. Hey, and what I found, what was interesting was, I don't want to name names, but a lot of conversations that I was having that were, let's say, spirited conversations with other connections were seeded from comments that Lauren made in the ladies' lounge. So girls would be like, "Hey, I heard this. I want to set the record straight." And I'm like, "Okay." And I answer. I'm like, "I'm an open book, no problem. I'll tell you what it is." And then I'm like, "Where did that come from?" "Lauren." I'm like, "Okay." Next person. "Hey, I heard this." And I'm like, "Okay. So what's up?" "Lauren." I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm like, "Okay." So I'm hearing this, but I don't want to say anything. I don't want to confront. But when you hear from 3 people, you're like, "Okay, this is real." Right. And then she's like, "Hey, I'm feeling you." I'm like, where? What? Okay. How? So I'm like, okay, I don't want to. I want to give it the benefit of a doubt. Maybe it's a strategy. Maybe she's trying to like tell people I'm a red flag, and she's feeling me. So that's her way of. I don't know what it is, right? Like I don't know what it is. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to experience somebody through third person. I want to experience her first person and see what it is.
Exactly.
Right?
So you were definitely open to exploring the options. Yeah. Now, Angelina, tell me, do you honestly think that people understood Bello in the Facebook group, or do you think that people were jumping to conclusions based off of what they saw in the quick snippets?
Well, we all prejudge everybody on the snippets because we don't know the experience. And until you guys are the first season to ever do podcasts.
Ooh,
I mean, no other season has done podcasts in live while the show is airing. So to have that
making history.
insight to understand what is really going on, for me, it was eye-opening. The creator of the group, Lex, she is just like, you for it?
Lex.
I don't like it, but
think
we're
you
going to
kicked
have to
me
talk
out.
about it. I said, we could talk
I don't
about it because
know.
I'm loving it. So with that, we're all judging off of snippets. Before the podcast came along, we only judging off of snippets. So based on the snippets in the group, Bello is top. I mean, it was like, it's going to be Bello and Dom, Bello and Dom. Everybody saw you guys' connection. So, and my question is, when you said, like Trav said, you finessing everybody so you can stay and all. So at what point, I will have to say, let me say this also, I will have to give it to Darius, because in that we knew it was Darius and Ashley, but you didn't see Darius with that many multiples. So
Yes,
when
you did.
Darius popped up with Ashley, it was like, not with Ashley.
With Ashanti, with Ashanti, I read a book every 2 months, right? So I read about a book every 2 months, and there are certain books, and I don't read any fiction. Everything's everything's nonfiction, always personal development. That's my go-to, or biographies. So a lot of the books that I was reading, Ashanti was reading. And it's not very often that I find ladies that are very big into the personal development, and she's also an entrepreneur. She has her own salon spa. That's a new thing I didn't even know. Like, basically, she's a landlord with a bunch of bunch of tenants, like in real estate terms. But she has a salon spa, so she actually has a bunch of different, services, and she owns and runs the building, and that I feel is admirable. And somebody who is doing the personal work and is beautiful, I was like, wow, you know what, let me get to know her, because whatever I've been doing in the past hasn't been working. So now I would love to connect with and grow and build a relationship with somebody who has common things. So with Ashanti, we had a lot of things to talk about because we were reading all the same stuff.
Very like-minded.
Right, very like-minded. So we were talking and getting to know each other, right? So it wasn't like a game, like, oh, let me try and stay on the show. That wasn't the objective. The objective was, okay, I have failed in previous relationships because I was approaching it a certain way. And I'm like, let me try and be open, right? Like, immediately I was attracted to Dom, and it was like boom, and that was simple. But I was like, okay, but there are 10 ladies, and everybody has different aspects that they're bringing to the table. Let me be open. Let me be open. Let me listen. Let me see what's going on, right? You could try and fail. There's nothing wrong with trying and failing, right? Mm-hmm. And you're encouraged to try and fail in this process. So that's what I was doing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't want to just get sold on the one that you were sold on completely just yet. Okay. Yeah. So let me just go to this. Now, when Dominique laughed, I think we all laughed a little bit when Lauren was asking these questions that was just like, girl, why? Girl, why? Like, let's start with at the point where you said, I don't know, let's say over 3 times I feel like a side chick, and you stayed in that position is crazy.
I don't know why she kept saying that.
At the point,
she kept saying
no.
Like, there were like 3 snippets. There was like 2 or maybe 3 snippets. She's like, I feel like a side chick.
Because
I'm like,
and after the first, I think I would have been done. But I mean, some would go after the second. What was his third or fourth?
That goes back to my thing that she had her interest was to annoy and antagonize. That goes back to my theory, because she had no interest. Because if you really liked someone and you seen them in a room and kissing on somebody else, you would have checked out. You would have been done.
Yeah, or you would have been checking
but
shit right.
Because
your
feelings aren't in it, and you in it to annoy and antagonize. You're trying to pull. So that's why you're saying you feel like a side chick, because you're trying to pull. You trying to pull him from his main connection. You trying to pull Vince from his main connection. You trying to see, do you have that juice to pull? My opinion, that's what I think.
Well, let me just say this real quick. Let me just say this. After knowing saliva's been swapped, food has been cooked. Because after the food been cooked, and I assumed saliva was swapped, I was out of there, right?
Saliva was swapped before the food.
Okay, but we didn't know it. We didn't know it. I just assumed it. We assumed it. Okay, listen, y'all didn't know, but while I was there, I assumed that a saliva got swapped. Remember, I was there. Y'all seen it after. So I assumed saliva got swapped, and I seen after he told me that he was the one who liked that type of food or favorite food that happened. I was out of there. We was done.
I gotta say
take me out of there.
Okay. So have any of you guys watched the Jamie Foxx roast?
Oh,
when he was like,
yes,
he's like,
yes.
the guy was, he's
Shout
like,
out Jamie Foxx.
He's like, you just bombed. I'm your conscience, right? He's like,
Yes,
this ain't going so well. I'm your conscience, right?
Exactly.
All right, so this is the theme. This thing, I'm your conscience. Anyway, so now this is the theme. This is the theme that we got going on right now.
Oh my God.
God speaks. Remember when I said that God speaks through certain people?
God, yes.
When Angelique's speaking, I'm like,
Oh my God. For real, because let me just say it. Not only.
Let me ask this right quick. Do you guys think that Lauren should have self-eliminated?
Man.
you know what? I think it would have been more tasteful. I think it would have been more tasteful for her to do that, because there was a point that I actually felt that, like, is she just trying to like
I know where it was. I wrote it down.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, is she a plant? I'm like, is she here just to like mess up stuff? You know when you watch like, what is that? Celebrity Island? What's that? Something Island or whatever? And then they throw those hotties to try and mess you up your.
Okay, right quick, weigh in on was Vince coming for Darius?
You know, put my Team Vince cape on. That's my boy. And he was just telling, in true Vince fashion, he was just putting it out there. It is what it is. And I think Darius doesn't like being called on the carpet. Even when Ashley said, she was just saying what happened with the family. You know, she was saying, yep, he made this comment. He was offended. He felt it was a personal attack. So he doesn't like being called. He doesn't like accountability. And so Vince said what he said is what happened. It ain't like what he was saying wasn't true. It's what it was. He didn't like it. He don't like being called on the carpet, and he reacted. So don't come for my boy.
You know what? I feel
Don't do it.
I feel like sometimes it's the message, and sometimes it's the messenger. And I feel like because they had some small exchanges throughout. Now,
Which we didn't get to see.
like for example, if Ashley had talked to me and said, "Hey, this is what's happening with Darius," and and I went to Darius, and I'm like, "Yo, I talked to Ashley, and this is what she said," he already knew that she was a connection. He would have received it differently. But because it was Vince, and because there was a little bit of nipping at each other, I feel like it wasn't received well. Because of the messenger. I feel like that's what it was. Because he was like, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, where are you coming from? Right? Like, I feel like that's where it was.
Right.
And,
Like that.
yeah. And again, like I said, when Darius was barking, Vince wasn't backing down. And I feel
Not
like
at all.
that.
Not at all.
I was
That's my
surprised.
boy.
And I felt like it would have escalated had I not stepped in and just been like, yo, guys, like, chill.
Yes.
We're like, we are gentlemen. We are carrying ourselves. We are representing not just ourselves.
Christina, I got a messy question for you.
What's that?
Who you got, Vince or Darius?
Okay, well, listen, that's a great...
If it would have went down, I'm being messy. If it would have went down, Vince or Darius?
So listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to be very brutally honest, and you take this to heart.
Team Vince or Team Darius?
Take this to heart. She's Team Vince, right? And I got a question right after this answer. My answer is, I'm going to go with Donna and Ashante when they was like, what is happening? Okay, where the popcorn? Because I'm here for it. Let's see. You know, I'm going to be the observer, the spectator, and we're just going to observe and spectate who wins. But for you, because
You didn't answer the question.
Oh no, that was the answer. That was the ansor. I want
She was
popcorn
doing
and a
that
seat
safe.
next as a spectator.
You want a good show? You want a good
Oh,
show?
a great show.
Okay.
A great. I think that is going to be a great funny show. I just picture them fighting, and
we're
it'll
gonna
be
assume
funny.
you're Vince.
I
You
just
know
think.
I'm Vince.
Hold on, I
I'm
know,
Vince
but
all
listen,
day
I'm
long.
coming for you though, because I got a question. You every time I see you, it's I'm Team Vince. I'm Team Vince. Why? Are you family? I just want. Do you like him? Is he
I'm
handsome?
definitely not family.
Oh, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by, girl.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta get on too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Look at that. Oh, I love her shoes.
Look, yeah, her shoes are beautiful.
Get your camera out. We can't get a pic right quick.
Oh, you smell so absolutely.
Look at her outfit.
I know, she's beautiful.
Oh, no.
With the matching furs.
Look at the matching.
I wish we would have got to get to know each other like really in depth, but we definitely have time. God bless you, and thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your support.
Nice to meet
You're
you.
so
Nice
cute.
to
Like,
meet
this
you.
is so cute.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Picture.
No, we need you in the middle. We need
Yes,
you in the middle. Special guest. We're special guests. Let's switch so I can have a little white and black so it won't be black. Okay.
You got everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go back a little.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
All right.
I love them. I'm like sisters. God bless you. Please get home. Say, no, I appreciate you. Please text me when you get home. God bless you, girl. I'll text you when I'm done, okay? Bye for now. Oh, you're such a blessing, girl.
So what I like about Vince, let's get back.
I know. She's so fly.
Yeah, she was like, this my cue. You about to
Listen.
talk about my man. I gotta go.
Listen, not on the back end. Me and her need to talk because I need to find out about that jacket that that Steve was talking about. I was like, that's fly. What is that? Do I need to get a little hip on it?
Honestly, I gotta get up out of here. She about to talk about my man. I'm gonna have to get right.
But also, okay, look. But also, she said it's about 3 degrees outside because it's so cold in the deep.
So what
we
I like
here for
about
y'all.
Vince is the fact that in the group we are like, who would be your connections if you was on the show? And for me, Vince would be my connect. I like somebody who can communicate. So everybody was offended by his communication, and I appreciate direct communication.
Y'all ain't like my direct communication.
We like your. It was some people who had a problem with, but I like I said, if you don't like it, find somebody else who do. So I wasn't offended by it at all. But I like his direct communication. And I liked in the clips that you saw, he was funny. So it went from direct communication. He's very direct. You don't have to worry about where you stand with him. You're going to know exactly where you stand with him. And then he was funny. I love a man that's going to make me laugh.
Yes.
So you can communicate and you can make me laugh. And then on the backhand, on Lauren's podcast, and it was Lauren's podcast. Her and Ashante was talking, and they were saying what a protector. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you know,
Love Island. You talking about Love
is it
Island?
Love Island?
I think
That's what I thought it was. I was like, man, like
that
is
what
she-
it's called?
Is she just trying to stir some stuff? Because because the thing is, again, going back to it, right? She's a tall glass of water, right? Like she's a beautiful woman. She's
How glass of milk?
Glass of milk. Okay.
It's more like
Yeah.
preferable.
Okay. Milk, glass of water.
Water
Whatever.
is life.
But
Everybody
the
needs
thing
that.
is-
Everybody don't need that tall.
But the thing is, she has an allure. She has an allure, right? And if you can get caught slipping. And for me, with her, I didn't because of what I was hearing. Because of what I was hearing, I knew it wasn't real. So I was like, okay, I don't think.
360.
I don't feel like she's being genuine. So when she asked questions or when she was making passes, I'm like, I'm gonna stick to what I feel is true. You know what I'm saying? And I entertained, but I knew what I heard, and I knew what, and I could feel the vibe. And the other thing is, we had a conversation that this was off camera, but we had a conversation that really, really resonated with me. And I was like, ooh, okay. And I didn't say anything, but let's just say that I'm a student of communication, of selling, right? Like, these are big things. Like, personal development is like a big thing for me. So now when we had this conversation, I was like, wow. She said to me, so Bello, I don't like the fact that she basically said, I don't like when I'm talking with a man and I'm not his top connection. And I was like, okay. I'm like, but I'm not your top connection. And she said, Bello, you and I both know that you don't care if you're my top connection. You're going to pursue what you want. I want whoever likes me for me to be their top connection. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, okay, so you want me to chase, and there's nothing wrong with that as a man. Again, I am like, I'm a hunter. I'm always a hunter. I'm always the man who is pursuing.
What would your animal sound be? How would you growl?
You know what? You know what? I think there's two ways to approach it, right? There's you could be the jaguar that's quiet, and the prey doesn't even know that you're pouncing on it, or you could be loud and roar like a lion. And I am not loud. Might not look loud right now. I might look loud right now.
Might look loud.
But I'm more of a silent, like, I'm a quiet, confident person, right? I'm not a person that has to be out there. I don't got to beat my chest. I ain't got to roar. I snatch.
And that's what and that's what we thought about you. You know, you represented yourself well. You know, on the season, man. And what you just said, is that what
he
is that
snatches
your
with permission, y'all. With permission.
Yes, with permission.
with consent. Okay.
Okay.
But let me just say this, because I didn't finish, but because I'm gonna run it into each other. Number one, after knowing saliva's been swapped, food has been cooked, after she confronted you, and when you finished talking to her, you basically told her to go ahead and get in the game, get back in the game. She took it as get back in the game with you instead of back in the ocean with the rest of the folks. It made me be like, yo, after all this needing clarity, Bello finally says to you, very clear as day, and I promise you it was clear to any elementary school, when he said, do I see myself with Dom in the future? Absolutely. As she says, we go together. Lauren says, what does that mean? Girl, what is 1 + 2? We go together. Ain't that somebody's song?
Yeah, right.
I don't know how it goes, but
God speaking.
oh my God.
But you know, I had tuned Lauren out. I mean, I really did. For me, it was over for her. Like he said, I thought she was reaching for the rest of the show, rest of the season. I just thought she was reaching. She was doing back end stuff. You know, I mean, I thought it was over. I thought it was solid with him and Dom, with him and Dom. And I never thought Lauren had a chance with anybody, probably after episode maybe 7 or 8. You know, so I had ruled her out probably about episode 7, 8.
Well, let me say this. I think Lauren definitely, I felt Lauren could have had a connection with Steve. I felt like Lauren could have had a connection with, I don't know why, Xavier came to my mind. I was like, no, they couldn't have. I'm trying to recall the names. No, Xavier would be like, I'm not twirling.
Shout out to Xavier, man. Shout out to Xavier, man.
You know what the funniest thing is? They keep all the clips of Xavier. It just kills me because they're like, I'm petty.
Listen, man, he support the show, man. We love Xavier. We support Xavier, man. We got love. We got love for him. We got love for him.
Yeah,
man.
I think he has. I think you meet people in your journey who has character, and
No,
that
when
just
I
means
say I'm petty, I'm talking about that's the cut on the show. Like every time that
Oh, when he was, with Ashante.
Yeah. So
this better go good because I'm petty.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not saying he's petty. I'm saying that that's the snip that keeps on showing up in all of the old.
And that's how you can tell how much we respect Xavier, because we want to make sure that's clear that we rock with you. That was the clip.
I need that clip though.
Said.
I DJ. I need that clip, man. I'm gonna play that clip when I DJ. This better go good, but because I'm petty.
That's exactly what
Exactly. I will say Ashante was looking really good when Ashante was on the screen. A lot of the times, you see a hit or a miss from a lot of the people. I think that throughout the season, Dominique and Ashante really was hitting the mark, but then Donna
came with it.
Donna did her thing.
That green.
Okay,
She was coming. That green.
That green.
She wore 2 black and white joints.
Oh my God, that
It was
all
something
black.
it was like
and the black and white. Yes.
Yeah, the black and white.
The black and white.
And she
That
had
all
something
black.
with something with the flower. It was like a white flower with the black, and then and she had something with I don't know if it was a fur, but I remember her shoulders were puffed up.
Yeah.
She has some.
She has some
bomb
very
outfits.
great looks, and I just want to just say this before we give it to Anjali. That one person you can ask about an outfit that stood out is Bello, because Bello, if it stood out, if you look good, he gonna remember. If you didn't, he can't tell you what you wore.
So in the group,
he said, I remember.
In the group, they had someone ask the question, "Who was the best dressed?" Like everybody, everybody say it's like the top. Of course, everybody said is Darius and Dominique. Number one, best dressed, but right there, second is you and Ashante. It was like y'all killed it. Y'all definitely have to give y'all that. But Donna was coming in. It was like 1 minute you be like, I didn't know she had it in her. Look at you, Miss Donna. She's a cute lady.
Yeah.
Very cute, very attractive lady. But she just kind of I don't know. Some of her outfits wasn't always hitting. But then she'll come out like, okay, I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, boo.
But it ain't help. It
boo.
did not help her. Them giving her them crazy little slides. Like with Vince, not you gave her the hair not brush, the just freshly worked out. Why you play that girl like that? You know she was cuter than that. Stop playing.
She is beautiful.
They wanted the drama.
Beautiful.
They wanted the drama, Donna.
But
they wanted the drama.
that's what she stepped up and said, "Let me show you.
Because
let me show you why I'm
she
here."
said, "Stop playing with me," because I see what you did there. I saw that. I calculated it, and it didn't add up.
Calculated it.
Man, because listen, so before we get off of episode 11, I just wanted to finish off with the continual reminders that this was not for you. Because then we go to, he says, our connection has been fleeting. Why are you still trying to justify to this man to remove, instead of just removing yourself respectfully? Like, he already said our connection is fleeting, and you thought it was best to respond and say, I thought you just chose too early. Girl, even if you did, he chose. What are we talking about?
What did that even mean?
You already said you felt like a side chick. You already saw the swab saliva. You already saw at the cabin where we claiming he did not remove his bag. He told you to get in the...
I did.
Oh, well, it didn't look like it.
I did. Okay,
okay, clarity. Ooh, where's the T and the D?
So first off, when Dominique put my bag in front of her room, I didn't know until I literally imagined, like, we walk in and people are picking rooms, and then Lauren asked me to talk privately. She's like, hey, I just want to talk to you. I noticed that your bag was put in Dominique's room, and I thought that we were building something. Why is that happening? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even know that the bag was put over there. Like, I didn't even know.
So it's edits.
Yeah, so I didn't know my bag was put there. So, and then another thing that I have to say, I can say now, but the production they want, you got to remember, everything, like you said, has to be consensual, and everything has to be consensual.
Exactly.
So production didn't want the men and the women on the first day to be in the same room. So I was in a room with me, Darius, and Cardi.
So it was just implied.
So it was implied, right? So I
That's T and the D.
So I did move my bag into the room that I was staying in, right? Which wasn't Dom's room. So that is something that
gave her more room to ask questions.
Yeah.
We didn't know that.
See, so that being said, so that was day one. So by the time we had gone in and had I think it was like a lunch.
The breakfast. Yeah.
I think it was I think we started with dinner.
Okay.
And then we did the breakfast right after, right? So by the time we had done the breakfast, I know it to some degree, Lauren was looking kind of funny with the whole bag situation, and then still talk about, I actually did move my bag, and I actually did have my bag, and I actually stayed in a room with Darius and with Cardi, You know what I'm saying? And that's why we were still able to continue to nurture the connection, right?
Well, I got a question.
It wasn't like
I got a question.
Jumped in the room with Dominique, and then Lauren's still like, "Hey, what we doing?" Like, no, like she.
I gotta ask this question.
Editing, man.
And listen, that's very tricky and misleading.
What happens later on in the 3 days of the cabin is what happens later on. But the time that she asked,
they played us like that.
Let me ask you this question though. Let me ask you this question though, because
they made you look bad, man.
Because they made you look like they made you look like I'm gonna let her handle this. Number one, but number two, now that we know that you did move your bag, I wonder, how do you think Dominique felt about that?
No, well, you know what?
How did she respond?
I blamed it on production. What am I supposed to say?
Yeah, that's player move. Player move. There you go. Player move. Player move. It's production.
So who ended up being her roommate? Was it Shannon? Did her and Shannon end up roommates?
No, she had her own.
So that goes back to the mean girl thing that they said about, okay, so in the group, that's where the turning point came for Dominique, is when she took Shannon's room.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of was like, and then even in the tea, Shannon was kind of like, huh. And I did it, so I thought that maybe it was a big sister, little sister, because they kind of had that
connection.
They said that. So I was just thinking that it was a big sister taking advantage of the little sister. Like, I'm the big sister. I'm taking this room to be with me and my boo. But now that boo wasn't even in the room,
it was like,
that was just like.
It made sense because it was like more people.
Yeah, it was. But now it's like, that's just like might have been a mean girl move. But speaking of that, my other question was, before we leave episode 11, again, Dominique, the cabin was the turning point for the group. A lot of people started turning on Dom because they started seeing kind of like they were giving her the mean girl thing. I like Dom. You know, I think she's just straightforward, straight no chaser. But when she was interviewing and asking Lauren questions on the date, how did you feel about that? Were you like, hey, handle it, boo? Or what was your thoughts on that?
Okay, so many things. So with that, when that was happening, you know, I feel like it was fitting. And the reason why I feel like it was fitting is because I'm speaking on third-party information. Mm-hmm. Dom said that I saw her say X, right? I'm listening to what she's saying, and I'm taking it with a grain of salt because I'm like, okay, well, like, you're my main connection, and you're telling me that my other connection is talking. Is talking. So I'm like, okay. So now when she was confronting her about what she said, I can't, like, me confronting somebody about what I heard somebody else say that you said sounds kind of crazy.
You ain't want to be
but her being there and calling her out about what she heard herself is more fitting than me saying, hey, I heard from Dom and so-and-so that you said this, right? So when she called her out, it was like, okay, well, you know, like, you were there. You guys are both there. So you can't run away from what you said in front of her face, right? So that I feel like that fight was theirs.
Yeah, because to the point where we don't get to see all the edits. And I saw a lot of the people were saying, oh, well, that's not what she said. But here's the thing. You don't know if she said it or not. And I'll tell you right now that, listen, I told that girl, because she's acted like I spread a rumor. I said, listen, the horse right here, baby, what did the horse say? Because if the horse said it, the horse got receipts, so stop playing with the horse. Right now, you might want to call me a different type of animal that's a little bit bigger. You know what I'm saying? But we'll leave it there. All I know is at the point where you got the opportunity to clarify something, and then the person who you are making this type of assumptions or insinuations about are right there willing to have this conversation, and you're running from it, it's like, damn, are you a liar? Or are you just trying to create a narrative?
I want to circle back to the Shannon situation. I'm going to defend Dominique a little bit, and the reason I say this is because me, Shannon, and Dom actually drove up.
Yes.
That's why I was like, they built a connection.
Yeah, so we drove up to the cabin. So we're together. I don't know how long it was. Let's say an hour. we drove up for an hour. We were talking, catching up, like that whole situation. And it wasn't like an antagonistic thing. It wasn't like I was trying to get at Shannon and now I'm stuck with Shannon and Dominique in a car for an hour. No, it was like I felt like we were family.
Yeah.
Right? And
You
like
referred to her as little
Yeah,
sis.
she
looked
feel like
that.
little sis. And like Shannon is just a beautiful soul because like she comes off very timid. She comes off very timid.
She does.
Right? She comes off very timid and like very quiet, but she has a big personality. She's
She
just
does.
like, you're right. She has a big personality. And certain things that she was saying, and at certain things she was saying at the cabin, and like she got down, she was twerking. I was like, what? What is going on right now? Like she was telling me that she was telling me about her being I can't remember what the name of her. She's a Kappa something. Like
AKA.
with the AKA, yeah. So she was so she was an AKA, and like she was telling me about a whole bunch of things, and I was like, wow, you got layers, right? So now going back,
Okay, right quick, weigh in on was Vince coming for Darius?
You know, put my Team Vince cape on. That's my boy. And he was just telling, in true Vince fashion, he was just putting it out there. It is what it is. And I think Darius doesn't like being called on the carpet. Even when Ashley she was just saying what happened with the family. You know, she was saying, yep, he made this comment. He was offended. He felt it was a personal attack. So he doesn't like being called. He doesn't like accountability. And so Vince said what he said is what happened. It ain't like what he was saying wasn't true. It's what it was. He didn't like it. He don't like being called on the carpet, and he reacted. So don't come for my boy.
you know what? I feel
Don't
like
do it.
I feel like sometimes it's the message, and sometimes it's the messenger. And I feel like because they had some small exchanges throughout. Now,
Which we didn't get to see.
like for example, if Ashley had talked to me and said, "Hey, this is what's happening with Darius," and da da da, and I went to Darius, I'm like, "Yo, I talked to Ashley, and this is what she said." He already knew that she was a connection. He would have received it differently, but because it was Vince, and because there was a little bit of nipping at each other, I feel like it wasn't received well. Because of the messenger. I feel like that's what it was. Because he was like, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, where are you coming from? Right? Like, I feel like that's where it was.
Right.
And,
Like that.
yeah. And again, like I said, when Darius was barking, Vince wasn't backing down. And I feel like
Not
that,
Not at all.
I was
That's my
surprised.
boy.
And I felt like it would have escalated had I not stepped in and just been like, yo, guys, like, chill.
Yes.
We're like, we are gentlemen. We are carrying ourselves. We are representing not just ourselves.
Christina,
we're representing culture.
Christina, I got a messy question for you.
What's that?
Who you got, Vince or Darius?
Okay, well, listen, that's a great...
If it would have went down, I'm being messy. If it would have went down, Vince or Darius?
So listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to be very brutally honest, and you take this to
Team
heart.
Vince or Team Darius?
Take this to heart. She's Team Vince, right? And I got a question right after this answer. My answer is, I'm going to go with Donna and Ashante when they was like, what is happening? Okay, where the popcorn? Because I'm here for it. Let's see. You know, I'm going to be the observer, the spectator, and we're just going to observe and spectate who wins. But for you, because
You didn't answer the question.
Oh no, that was the answer. That was the answer. I want
She was
popcorn
doing
and a
that
seat
thing.
next as a spectator.
So you want a good show?
A great show.
Okay.
A great. I think it'll be a great funny show. I just picture them fighting, and it'll be funny. I just
I'm
think.
Vince.
Hold on, I know,
I'm
but
Vince
listen,
all
I'm
day
coming
long.
for you though, because I got a question. Every time I see you, I'm Team Vince. I'm Team Vince. Why? Are you family? I just want to be like him. Is he
I'm
handsome?
definitely not family.
Oh, thank you so much for coming by, girl.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta get on too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Look at that. Oh, I love her shoes.
Look, yeah, her shoes are beautiful.
Get your camera out. We can't get a pic right quick.
Oh, you smell so absolutely.
Look at her outfit.
I know, she's beautiful.
Oh no.
With the matching furs.
Look at the matching.
I wish we would have got to get to know each other like really in depth, but we definitely have time. God bless you, and thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your support. You're so big. She's so cute.
Picture.
No, we need you in the middle. We need you in the middle. Special guest. We're special guests. Let's switch so I can have a little white and black, so it won't be black.
You got everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
All right.
I love them. I'm like sisters. God bless you. Please get home. Say, no, I appreciate you. Please text me when you get home. God bless you, girl. I'll text you when I'm done, okay? Bye for now. Oh, you're such a blessing, girl.
So what I like about Vince, let's get back.
I know. She's so fly.
Yeah, she was like, this is my cue. You about to
Listen.
talk about my man. I gotta go.
Listen, not on the back end. Me and her need to talk because I need to find out about that jacket that Steve was talking about. I was like, that's fly. What is that? Do I need to get a little hip on it?
Honestly, I gotta get up out of here. She about to talk about my man. I'm gonna have to get right.
But also, okay, look. But also, she said it's about 3 degrees outside because it's so cold in the deep.
So what I
we
like
here for
about
y'all.
Vince is the fact that, you know, in the group we are like, who would be your connections if you was on the show? And for me, Vince would be my connect. I like somebody who can communicate. So everybody was offended by his communication, and I appreciate direct communication.
Y'all ain't like my direct communication.
We like your what? It was some people who had a problem with, but I you know, like I said, if you don't like it, find somebody else who do. You know, so I wasn't offended by it at all. But I like his direct communication. And I liked in the clips that you saw, he was funny. So it went from direct communication. He's very direct. You don't have to worry about where you stand with him. You're going to know exactly where you stand with him. And then he was funny. I love a man that's going to make me laugh.
Yes.
So you can communicate and you can make me laugh. And then on the backhand, on Lauren's podcast, and it was Lauren's podcast. Her and Ashante was talking, and they were saying what a protector. I was like, oh, about her.
Yeah.
So even like in your case and in Darius' case, even though you guys had other people that you were talking to just kind of like keep things interesting, what we knew your top was, you made it, your action showed your decision. So it was very
And
clear.
the tops weren't
So when
questioning
you
their spot.
right, and so when he failed to make a decision on anyone, I understood it. I was shocked, but I understood, especially when Shannon went home. It was like, okay, you done. Yeah, you done. But it was also interesting that even though she was gone, he still had a succulent for her. I just like saying the succulent.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. The fact that Steven was gone was surprising, especially because, like we all said, that he had so many tops. But I think that the issue became the reason why between Lauren and Shannon was Lauren also had a lingering connection with Bello and Vince. And I think that for Shannon, the rest of Bello's like, that's sis, so you can't be wifey. Darius is like, that's sis, so you can't be wifey. Vince is like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So at the point where the masses are already not connecting with you, even if Steve was a top connection with Shannon, it can't be pursued. Because you know why? The other parties are more valuable in this scenario versus him putting down a significant emphasis on, yep, that's what I'm choosing.
Okay, we're going to stay with the singles dinner. It felt like, did you guys think that Vince came for Darius? What did you guys think about that? I mean, I didn't, you know.
Hypocrite.
It seemed like out of nowhere, Vince just came for him.
You know what? I feel like Vince was throwing jabs at Darius like throughout, like little jabs, little sly comments, little, and I feel like it added up.
Absolutely.
When Vince was like, Ashley and me had a conversation, and
Like,
Darius
what?
is like, "What? Why are you talking to my girl? And then why are you trying to tell me about how I should act with my girl?
Exactly.
You want to talk about how I dress? You want to talk about how I act, how I carry myself? It's all good, right? Darius lets hate just slip off, just brush off.
Yeah.
But now when he's impacting his connection with his love interest, he's like, yo, bro, like, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, right? Like now you being disrespectful, right? And
what did they say it with your chest?
Yeah, like,
He probably got that from me.
yeah. So that was, you know, that you know, and even that whole argument. I'm not saying that I'm a referee or anything like that, but I feel like that could have escalated real quick. And I was surprised because Vince doesn't come off as he comes off as an outspoken person, but he doesn't come off as an aggressive person. And in that situation, Darius was ready to throw hands. Yeah. And Vince wasn't backing down at all. Like, it wasn't like he wasn't backing down at all. And I'm like
everybody know me from the gym,
right? Like, yeah, like I was like I thought he was just like, you know, normally when when a big dog's barking, normally, you know, somebody else is gonna, you know.
We got a beautiful special guest. Would you like to have a seat up here? No. Would you like to say hi? Okay, you're so beautiful.
Love the fur, though.
I know, you're matching. Can we announce you're in the building? We got Donna in the building, y'all. Listen, gorgeous. We were just talking about how elevated. You gotta come on. Just one, come on. Just one. Okay, because you look good. You look
beautiful.
Good. We love the look.
We were just talking about that.
All this love about how you were dressing. You came with it.
Especially that green look.
Yes,
oh my Lord,
we love the green.
It was like so classy and
Group
dainty.
favorite. Group favorite. You really are.
Oh, and so this is Anjali.
Hi.
Anjali is from the Facebook group because you know that they be having a lot to say.
Okay, was the Facebook group the one with the men's color, the Baishin? Was that the one?
With
Yes.
what?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
That had me rolling.
Yes.
Yes.
That had me rolling. I don't
Yes.
even know what Baishin is.
That was Beijing.
They said, yeah, y'all was calling it.
That's how you know he don't know.
You and Darius was wearing the Beijing.
That is
Oh,
called
you and
Beijing.
Darius,
I didn't even know.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, my
But Lauren
God.
said she takes credit for you cutting your hair off and stuff. She said y'all had a talking.
Yeah, we did have a talk.
And she said she did that for you.
Yeah, we did have a
Upgraded
talk.
you.
But you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. When I looked at the back of my head in the last episode, I was like, damn, I should have just kept my hair. I was like, shit.
Dang, so she
You know what it
encouraged
was? You know what it is? I go to the barber like every 4 or 5 days, and when we went to the cabin, I didn't have a fresh cut, so I was like, damn, like I don't want to look crazy on camera, so I just cut my hair, and I'm like, I can line my face, I just can't. I can't fade and do all that at my house,
Darius
right?
can cut. Darius could have.
You know what? He didn't show me that until way too late.
all the hair is gone now.
Yeah.
Need about 6 more months for that one.
Yeah.
Or a true connection, and they were on the back end trying to make up. I thought that about Ashanti and Lauren.
I say that I agree, but she made that comment at the cabin like, I'm not having these type of relations with the other guys that you ladies are. So, but she had connections with Cardi, and she had a connection with Steven. But when both of those gentlemen left, it was kind of like, you already know, sis. So yeah, that's when she was on the same page as Lauren. So my question is, were you guys able to self-eliminate? Because that's going around in the group that you are not able to self-eliminate. Were you able to self-eliminate or not?
You know what? It wasn't a conversation. It wasn't a conversation. So like, in previous seasons, people were able to self-eliminate, and Ashanti did. She self-eliminated
At the end, though.
Yeah.
But like once you realize that you don't have like, we keep on going to Lauren. When you realize that you don't have a connection, be like, I'm just gonna bow out.
You know what? To be honest, like, I didn't even know about the show until I was on it, right? And like I was playing catch up, so like I was watching previous seasons to figure out like I didn't even know self elimination was a thing, right?
Exactly.
And it's not like, and I don't think that production is going to say, hey, if this is not working for you, maybe you should vote yourself off. Like it's not something like, so I feel like it wasn't a conversation that I had at any point in time.
Okay.
So I can't speak for all the other castmates, but I know that it wasn't a conversation that I had, and I did hear that was one of the things. Lauren actually said, I choose myself. So she actually,
when she didn't get the option?
yeah. So she actually said in the ladies' lounge that I ain't feeling none of these dudes. I'm gonna choose me. She actually said that,
and
that is part of why I was like, I don't trust this connection we have.
Was that the statement that was made that Dom told on her in y'all last meeting? Okay.
That's why she's like, don't play coy now.
Right.
Yeah, that's why she's like, don't
okay,
back
there
now.
we go.
You know what you said.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. We're gonna wrap this up with we're just gonna get opinions about the choosing ceremonies.
Well, let me ask this one
Okay.
real quick.
Okay. Go ahead.
What do y'all think? Was any of those choices a surprise to y'all?
No.
Okay.
No.
So 11, Steven and Shannon, absolute surprise. Ashanti, it made sense. I feel like she was rocking with Cardi like low key throughout the experience, and then they disconnected at some point. And then she self-excluded, right? I feel like she was late to the party in the sense and I think she was late to the party because she was with Cardi.
Right.
She was with Cardi, and then later on she became open to other possibilities, and I feel like by that time people were a little bit more solidified.
Right. I agree. Okay.
So for me, I think I was actually surprised that Ashley didn't choose herself, and that she.
I was too.
With,
I was
Darius,
expecting it
because I think that even after meeting or was it her family met him, and then his family met her. Each time of the meeting, there was confusion that needed to be explained. And I feel like with people who really love you, they're going to seek to find some good things so that you ain't got to throw the whole man away. You know what I'm saying? Maybe find the corrections. But I feel like in that scenario, they were finding good things, but she was kind of like throwing her own excuses. You know, when a person knows what's good for them and what's not good for them, but they're stuck in something that makes them feel like they should stay in it because of time or commitment that they've put in already. Whatever reasons that make you stay in something that isn't right in your gut, you know? Because, I don't know, if I'm being put on the line, like to choose you is like saying, hey, will you marry me? Right, in a sense, right? So to be crying tears of sadness and fear versus tears of joy, making me like, oh my God, are you telling yourself something? Or are you not reading the subconsciousness? You know, because I think that our subconscious tells us a lot without us even knowing until we look back like, dang, I'm sitting here crying when you picked me. What? Not joy, out of fear. You know? So that was surprising.
Not to spill too much tea, but I was having some subconscious conversations myself.
Yeah. Can we get a little bit of it?
Yeah. Please share. Please share.
You brought it out there. Pulled it out the hat. Pulled it right out.
Yeah.
Let's just say that a lot of the concerns, religion, children, some of those things started to weigh in a little bit more heavily.
Yeah.
Later on, you know.
Y'all, for the audience, real quick, do y'all think that your subconscious thoughts play a role, a major role, a minor role in your decisions and in the things that you do in your daily life?
Absolutely. And I think when it comes to Ashley with Darius, I think it's a lack going back. This sold up. He's such a protector, and just talking about different things about how great of a person he was that he kind of gets a little shade because they don't show that.
But did you see that every
Well,
time Lauren was speaking to him about, oh, you're such a protector, he was frowning up like, really? Am I?
No, well, they said he showed it. So they talked about an incident when they were at a event on a group date, and somebody tried to approach him. He was very protective of them. So they spoke of that. So it's stuff that we didn't get to see. And then you also got to see how he interacted Donna, so you can tell different people bring out different things. So when he was with Donna, he was very soft, very not. He wasn't. So when he was with Lauren, it was that combat. It was that back and forth, because I think my opinion. Because I like Vince. The alpha male in him, he like, that's why Donna left. She like, she about to talk about my man. I gotta go. I done seen her in the group. But
I love it.
He's an alpha man. And so you're not about to out alpha him. So with Lauren, she's trying to be in control, trying to tell a man what to do. And he like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have this. But it was a fight. He didn't let her have it willingly. It was always that combat. With Donna, it was just soft. She didn't. Easy. She was like, we're gonna talk about this later. Yes. Right. So that's what I like about it. That's why.
Okay, staying with the dinner, Ashley mentioned foodie call. You know, she mentioned foodie call, and so I just want everybody to go down. Have you been a victim of a foodie call, and have you pushed a foodie call on a guy before? So go ahead.
Can we define foodie call?
A woman that went on a date with you just for the food.
Okay.
Have you been a victim of a foodie call?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you ever done a foodie call?
Have I ever done a foodie call?
Like Dominique cooking for you?
Have you only went out with a woman just to get some food?
She knew she could cook good.
Oh, because I knew she could cook good.
Same difference. Come on now.
I'm thinking about it. No.
Neither have I. I haven't executed a foodie call. Have I been a victim? I'm pretty sure I've been a victim.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've been a victim of a foodie call.
Have I been a victim of men just trying to feed me because they want my time?
I'm gonna say yes. Is
that the question? Oh my God.
How about you?
Me, I have not. I definitely have not used a man for a foodie call. I can cook.
I can't even get to answer my question. So listen, there are tons of men who would like me to be a foodie call, you know. But I think that the only men who get to take me out to eat is the ones that, number one, has purpose, and we're having better conversations than just relationships. Number two, has a purpose past business or past connection and networking to where I see something romantic. Or number three, we're just friends. And I mean, if you want me to pay half, I could.
No.
I mean, but does that take away from your role as a man? Even if you're just a friend?
Yeah,
you know, I have good company though, so I don't just be around any old folks.
Yeah, I can cook, so I don't have to be a foodie call.
They be friends.
And I go out. If a man invites me out, I'm going out intentionally. Like if I'm not interested, I'm not going out with you.
Yeah, I'm not calling nobody just to eat.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So.
What's the point? What's the purpose? You know what I be building? I be building over here.
Okay. We're gonna move off of the singles dinner. We're gonna move on to the parents, meeting the family, and we're gonna start with Dom and Bello. Bello, let's start. Dad didn't like the fact that you was Muslim. How did that make you feel?
I expected it. I expected it. You know what? It's actually it's very. So I didn't speak a lot about my experience being Muslim. I was born Muslim, right? So it's not like I'm they call them reverts. I'm not a revert or a convert. I was born Muslim. And my father is actually a world recognized imam. Hey. So like Dr. Isa Ade Bello, he's actually written 20 books on the religion. And my father actually was one of a number of scholars that actually translated the entire Quran from Arabic to Yoruba, which is like my mother tongue. So when it comes to Islam, I don't play. and I know Islam. And one of the things, one of the things that I was encouraged to do was to understand Christianity. So I'm actually well read in the Bible as well.
Amazing.
So when I first met her father, I think part of the reason that he had a problem was because when I first met his father, we were speaking scripture. We were talking about Genesis. We were going in depth. So he thought I was Christian. Like we didn't talk about what religion I ascribed to. We were just talking about the word.
Absolutely.
So we spoke for like a good hour in the kitchen. We actually spoke for some time. And so when the father was like, "Oh, I really like that brother. He's very well read." And she's like, "He's Muslim." She's like, "He's what?" Like,
yeah.
He's like, "He's what?" We just talk all this scripture, you know. So I could tell that he I don't know, he was caught off guard, and he's a pastor. You know what I'm saying? So it's one really, so it's one thing if you're part of a religion, it's another thing when you're a champion for a religion. When you're a champion for a religion and somebody who is pursuing your daughter is on the other side, you're like, right?
That was
it's like your dad decoding the whole Quran, or not the whole Quran, but a portion of that book. And then sitting here saying, "Yeah, but let's walk into this new religion with my wife." Like, whoa,
right?
Yeah, so that
conflict of interest.
That was so dope to get the firsthand knowledge of that. Thank you for coming, man. That was dope to get that firsthand answer. How about you? What did you think? Muslim? Have you dated any Muslim men? What do you think about dating a Muslim guy?
Well, let me say this. I love God in his entire form. And when you understand that the major religions all believed in the same thing up until a certain point, then you understand that it became a division on perspective, right? And when you go there, it means that we may be talking about the same building, but from a whole different viewpoint. Right? And with that reality, I think that in order to really know God, you have to be open to continuously learning about God. And that's in all of his forms. Because maybe in the Quran, it's something that we missed in the Bible. Or in the Bible, there's something we missed in the Torah. Or, like the roots of where it came, like Yeshua. Like the fact that the Bible does it? Yeah. It speaks about Yeshua, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. But that's what I mean is the name is not as known in America in a way that it is promoted, right? So if I didn't continuously be open, first of all, I grew up Catholic. My daddy was Catholic. So at the point where my mama was Baptist and my daddy was Catholic, but my mama was willing to convert to Catholicism, and then I understood and I learned the law, then I decided, at 16, I don't want to be praying to Mary, baby. I want to go pray to Jesus or Yeshua to get to God, because the only way you get to me is through my son. So with that reality, no, I need to go to the source, and the source is son. You know what I'm saying? So I chose at 16 because after you get confirmed, you get to decide if you want to continue in the faith or if you want to go to a different one. So for me, I have continued growing in my knowledge because we don't always know what we don't know. I have family who is in the Muslim faith. I have family who is in the Baptist faith. I have family in the Kojic faith. So with the understanding that there's different backgrounds, it just means that sometimes we may not know all we need to know, or if you are completely set on where you are, like Christianity, it could just mean that you can be open to embracing other cultures, because a husband could be made right by way of his wife. You know what I'm saying? So my dad is Catholic and my mama is Baptist, so I don't think that the conflict of religion would have completely torn apart,
in the same household. I mean, my pastor likes to say that it's we're still under the umbrella of Christ. Mm-hmm. Catholics,
higher power that we're serving.
It's the umbrella, and so to date someone outside of my Christianity,
like
I tried it before. I tried it before because I wasn't born into Christianity. I was saved in my living room. The Lord spoke to me. So while I was in the middle of studying to be a Jehovah's Witness, so I had my epiphany, And so it will be a challenge for me to date someone of a different religion, because I'm going to speak about Jesus Christ and how good he does to me. And so then it's going to be some type of a fight when it comes to how we raise our children, you know, me going to church. I want you to come to church with me, you know, all of that stuff. So I think, so in saying that, I could not date someone of a different faith. I need someone that's, you know, rooted in Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. We definitely have to have that. So, but my question for you, Bello, going into this experience, how big was someone being a Muslim to you? Because when that question was asked with Ashante, you know, you said, when it comes to raising my children will be Muslim.
Yes.
So how important is it for you to have that in your relationship in that?
You know what? I feel like respect of the religion and observing the religion is the most important thing, because, and support, right? So like, if you have a partner that supports you and respects what you're doing, that comes first and foremost, right? And I feel like the scripture says in Islam, we're allowed to marry a Christian or somebody who's of the Jewish faith, right? Or a Muslim. We're able to marry.
Oh, there's the three option scenario.
Yes. Anybody who's one of the monotheist religions, right? So as long as you're not polytheist and you understand. And actually, one of the things is that Jesus Christ is in the Quran the Messiah. So he is actually an exalted one. He is somebody who is highly
to experiences. So even though she really liked Darius and wanted to pursue that, she also knew where she came from, and he also presented those flags to make her. He did, in those conversations, he hit triggers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That made her say, hey. So it drew that infatuation that she had for him, and was like, hey, I wait a minute, you hitting these triggers. I done been here before. And so although she wanted to pursue that thing, she like, you hit them triggers, but I want to. But I see the red flags. They pink right now, but they gonna turn red.
Bright orange. What did I say? They bright orange. What about you, Big Trev? How did you felt about the decisions?
I thought that everything, I expect everything that happened, I expected. Even Ashante saying neither, I really didn't think. I think that the two people she brought to the meeting had other connections, so I didn't. So that was expected. Everything went like the whole season to me, I thought went like I expected. It wasn't any major, except
other than the three eliminations.
Besides Steve leaving that early, that was the only big surprise on the whole season to me, is Steve leaving that early. I expected, with him having like 4 possible connections, I expected Steve to be around a little bit longer. So that really surprised me. That really did. So
yeah, I can see that too. But listen, y'all have tuned in all the way to episode 12, and we want to thank y'all so much. We want to invite you in 2 weeks, February 6th, because y'all know we got a 2-part reunion episode. Oprah is giving it to you in 2 parts. So we are going to follow up on the back end and give y'all a very exclusive reunion after special. So make sure y'all tune in, because we are going to give all the tea, because now we're out of contract. Every bit of it can be spilled, okay? Make sure y'all are catching it.
That's right. And once again, just wanted to thank Christian here at the Shadow Gallery for hosting us all season long. Thank you, Christian. We really appreciate you. If you have any events coming up, contact Christian or the Shadow Gallery
at Mr. Christian
for all events,
or at the Shadow Gallery DET.
Okay.
And we want to thank you all for tuning in person and online to T and the D and the Big Trav Show.
That's right.
And make sure y'all tune in, subscribe, like, and comment. We appreciate y'all time. God bless y'all, and bye for now. Yay! We did it. We did.